Welcome to Wisenet, your partner in driving your journey to success. In this video, I'll guide you through the essential building blocks of your training setup, starting with qualifications, then moving into courses, and finally, how to create course and unit offers. Whether you're delivering short programs or multi-year qualifications, getting this setup right is key to managing enrollments, tracking learner progress, and staying compliant. Before we jump into the setup, let's clarify what each of these terms really mean and how they work together. Qualifications, this is your end goal, the formal award a learner is working towards. It defines the rules for completion, such as required units, majors, and pathways. You can design flexible learning and intake pathways with different unit combinations, yearly or semester-based course offers that all feed into the same qualification, allowing you to track if a learner has met all the requirements to receive their qualification. Then you have your courses and units. Think of this as your master template. A course defines the full structure and content of your program, including all the relevant units, papers, unit standards, and so on. It's the foundation you'll use to create consistent delivery across different groups and intakes. Then you have your course and unit offers. This is the actual delivery of the course to a group of learners. Each course offer includes delivery dates, locations, trainers, and enrolled learners. You can run multiple course offers from a single course, allowing flexibility across intakes, your semesters, or locations. Understanding the difference between these three components is essential because everything you do from this point on, from enrolling learners to issuing credentials, is built on this structure. Now, let's see how to create a qualification in Wisenet. From your main dashboard, head to Scope and click on Qualifications. Click the Add Qualification button. First, make sure the Is Active toggle is switched to Yes, so the qualification is live and usable. Next, decide whether this qualification should be used for reporting. Toggle the For Reporting to Yes if you want to report the qualification code in the SDR qualcomp file instead of the course or even in your NZQA export. Enter the qualification name, add a short description. This is really helpful internally. Enter the qualification code. Optionally, you can enter a version number if you're managing multiple iterations of the same qualification. Once everything looks good, you click Add Qualification to save. When you create a qualification in Wisenet, a default major called General is automatically added beneath it. The General major is ideal when your qualification doesn't require specific majors. In this case, you can simply leave it as is and move on to defining rules and unit sets. You won't be able to delete this major, but you can edit its code and priority or set it to inactive if you're adding other majors. However, before we dive into rules and unit sets, let's take a moment to talk about majors. Not all learners follow the same path, and obviously not all qualifications are one size fits all. That's where the majors come in. The majors let you define specializations or streams within a qualification. So for example, a diploma of business might include majors like marketing, financial management, or operations. By using majors, you can offer clear learning pathways and progression options. You can tailor your rules to different learning outcomes as well as report and manage learner achievements more accurately. Let's see how to do this. Once you're in the qualification, click into the Majors tab, like you click Add Major. Enter the major name, code, and priority. Set the status to active. Click Add Major to save. You can create as many majors as needed, and later you can define rules and add unit sets to each one of these. Use descriptive names that align with your course documentation. This helps both staff and learners easily understand what each major represents. Once you've set your qualification and majors, the next step is to define how a learner actually completes that qualification. That's where the defined rules and unit sets come in. Think of them as the engine behind learner progression. They let you map out exactly what a learner needs to complete in order to graduate with a specific major. Each major can have multiple rules, giving learners different combinations of units they can complete to qualify. Now let's start with unit sets. Unit sets are groups of units you define and reuse inside your rules. So how you group them is completely up to you and your program structure. Here are a couple of ways you might set them up. You can do it by year. You could have year 1, year 2, and year 3 units, or you can have like core and elective units. To add unit sets to a major, from the qualification unit sets card within a major, click Add. The Add Unit Set drawer opens. Enter a description. Just as I mentioned before, just keep it as clear as possible. So let's say we call it year 3 units, and then click Save. Add more unit sets as required, and then we go into adding units to the major. So on the left-hand navigation, click on Units, click Add Unit. The Add Unit drawer appears. Search for a unit. It'll bring up all units in your LRM. Select a unit set to attach a unit to. Enter the number of credit points for the unit. If there are no credit points, enter 0 and click Save. Now comes the important part, defining how learners achieve the major by creating rules. Now, rules tell Wisenet what combination of units, unit sets, or credit points a learner must complete. To add defined rules, go back to the details page for the major. Go to the defined rules card on the major, click Edit. In the drawer, click Add New Rule Set. Select a unit set or choose all qualification units. Choose a rule type. It could be completed units or credit points. Then enter a value. For example, let's say you need 3 completed units within this particular unit set or 40 credit points. Depending on that, you add the value in here. You can add additional rules within this rule set if more than one condition applies. You can also add another rule set to create an alternate pathway. Once you're ready, just click Save. This gives you complete flexibility whether your major requires fixed units, a combination of electives, or credit-based completions. Now that you have the qualification, majors, unit sets, and the rules ready, it's time to enroll the learners. Enrolling a learner into a qualification links them to your defined structure and enables Wisenet to track their progress against specific outcomes. This method works well for individual enrollments, whether enrolling a new learner or assigning a qualification mid-course. To enroll a single learner within the qualification, go to Enrollments. Click Add Enrollment. In the drawer that appears, you can select the learner, optionally select a major, enter a group to help with segmentation or reporting, and then click Save. The learner is now enrolled and ready to begin their qualification journey. If you have multiple learners to enroll, you can use the bulk enrollment, which saves you time and effort. Now, to bulk enroll learners, navigate to the selected course software enrollments. Select one or more learners. At the bottom of the page, click Action, Bulk Enroll in Qualification, and select the qualification and click Enroll. Please note, when bulk enrolling, you cannot select a major at this stage. To assign a major, you need to go back into the Qualification Enrollments tab and click the edit icon next to each learner to add them into the majors. There's also another way of automating the enrollments when adding them to course offers, which I'll cover in the later part of this video when we talk about courses. You can enroll learners at any point in their journey, whether at the time of enrolling into a course offer, midway through their studies, or after they've completed a course offer. Once learners are enrolled and on their way to completion, the next step is to audit their progress. Auditing a learner allows you to verify whether they've completed the necessary units, followed the correct rules, and are eligible for the award. It's an essential part of staying compliant and maintaining accurate academic record. When you audit a learner, Wisenet checks whether they've satisfied all the defined rules linked to their enrolled major or the general stream. In addition, Wisenet also calculates the learner's grade point average on the qualification enrollment. You can audit learners manually, one at a time, or set up Wisenet to audit them automatically. To audit them from the qualification enrollments page, you just have to navigate to the selected qualification, enrollments, and click the audit enrollment icon next to the learner's name. Wait a few moments for the audit to complete. You can also do the same thing from the learner's enrollment details page by selecting the enrollment and then auditing it. This is pretty helpful if you're already reviewing an individual learner's progress and want to confirm the audit results on the spot. As I mentioned before, if you're on a premium edition, you can also automatically audit the learner, whether they've completed all the unit enrollments or not, by setting up auto qual audit. And to turn this on, you just have to go into settings, LRM, and set the auto qual audit toggle to yes. So every time a learner finishes a unit, Wisenet will recheck the qualification status in real time. So auditing will be a final check to ensure that learners are meeting the expectations you've built into your qual structure. And once a learner meets all the requirements for their qual, their status will automatically update from not yet achieved to ready to be requested. And once a learner's qual status is marked as ready to be requested, it's time to request and issue the credential. This is the entire journey of a learner in a qualification. However, as mentioned at the start of this video, there are two other important components in this process: courses and offers. So let's start by looking at courses and units. When you add a course in Wisenet, you're essentially building the framework that houses all your learning components. This includes naming the course, assigning key details like the code and description, and setting up the framework that your team and learners will rely on. Next, you have your units, which are the individual building blocks within your course. Each unit represents a discrete segment of learning, whether it's a module, a paper, or a unit standard. Now let's start by adding a course. So from Scope, click on Courses, click Add Course, and complete the relevant fields for the course type you're setting up. If you would like to automate the enrollment process into the qualification that I was talking about before, then ensure the relevant qualification is chosen in the qualification field here. Then let's add units to the course. Click the Units tab, then click Add Unit. If you're adding an existing unit, simply search and select it from the list. But if the unit doesn't exist yet, just toggle this off and create a new unit. Enter the relevant unit details, and then click Save. Once your course and units are set up, you're ready to go to the next step, which is creating your course offers and unit offers, since your unit completions are determined by the specific units a learner is enrolled into. Let's start by understanding why you need to create course offers. A course offer is your organization's unique delivery for a course that learners are enrolled into. It serves as a template that includes all the necessary compliance details. This eliminates the need to fill out these fields for each individual learner. Once created, you can easily publish the course offer to your Sales Plus site to collect online applications and sync it with e-learning courses, automatically enrolling learners into the course offer. You may call the course offers with different names within your business, like intake, sessions, semesters, and so on. Your organization can create multiple course offers for the same course, each customized for different delivery modes and funding types. A course offer is always linked to a course and not directly to a qualification. The reason is because the course acts as the master template that defines what's being delivered, the full set of units, the structure, and the academic content. From that course, you can then create multiple course offers to represent different intakes, cohorts, or delivery formats. Think of the course as the what you're delivering and the course offer as the when and how. Now let's learn how to create course offers. There are different ways to add a course offer. You can either go to Course from the scope, select the relevant course by clicking on the course code or by searching for the course in the search box. Then click on Offers to add course offer from the action button at the top right corner. You can also go directly to the offers page and click Add Course Offer and pick the right course by typing in the code or description to choose the appropriate course to offer. If you've already offered the course before, then you can use the copy option to copy the course offer. Now let's add a course offer. Start by entering a course offer code and description. Use meaningful codes to distinguish between student groups, year, location, funding type, or intake period. I'm showing you an example of a fixed date enrollment offer where all learners will start and end at the same time. I'm creating an offer code starting with the year, following the month, the course, and then the location. Choose the appropriate status and enter the course offer's start and end dates. Choose the duration type, whether weeks, months, or days. Enter the relevant duration. Enter your plan enrollment numbers and other key dates like orientation date and expected award date, language, any specializations, coordinator, and so on. There are a few fields like delivery options and course offer type, which are customizable dropdowns that can be set up in the settings and dropdown list. You also have to complete other information cards like the unit offer defaults and the compliance. If you're using Premium e-learning integration, then choose the appropriate auto-grade rule to sync grades. Set the trainer and assessor and venue information at defaults if it is the same for all units in the course offer. Choose the appropriate fee schedule and pricing version if you're using Wisenet Finance as applicable. Any custom field data, and then enter data into all the reporting and compliance fields as needed. And once you've completed all the relevant fields, click Save. And once you've created your course offer, the next step is to define the individual units that you'll be delivering within these, and these are called unit offers. You can also refer to the NZ field guidelines or the SDR page to refer to all the field-to-field mapping that we have for reporting purposes. Now, unit offers are critical because they represent how and when a specific unit is delivered as part of the course offer. They give you control over the logistics of delivery. So you have your start and end dates, your trainers, your fund source, your campus locations, and all of that within the unit offer. So to add unit offers, just click Add Unit Offer at the top right. A list of units from that course that are yet to be added as unit offers will appear. Select one or more units and then click Add Unit Offers. By default, the unit offer start and end dates will inherit the dates from the course offer. However, if you're setting up a course offer with fixed date enrollments, it's highly recommended to update the unit offer dates in here so your learners can inherit the correct dates. You're now all set to publish the course offer to Sales Plus for online enrollment or manually enroll learners into the course offer. And if this is linked to a course that has the right qualification, then they automatically get enrolled into the qualification as well. So as you can see, setting up your qualifications, your courses, units, and offers creates a strong foundation for a smooth learner journey from enrollment to completion. Thank you for watching.